Welcome back. To another episode of Becca's Corner of the World. We are in a new corner now. My last setup completely failed me. I had my tiny little tripod sitting on top of my laundry hamper. Oh, I can't talk at all. I'm struggling. I had my tiny tripod on my laundry hamper, balancing on books, on baskets, on boxes, on cats, on hats. Like, I don't know how I thought it was going to work, but surprising nobody, it didn't work out. And my mic, I thought it died. It seems to be working so far tonight. I think I just had to supercharge it. I'm not good at like remembering things ahead of time. Apparently like 10 minutes of charging wasn't enough. Go figure. Anyway, so hopefully this space is going to work out better. Hopefully the audio will be better. I know it's been too quiet. I'm sorry. I'll figure all this out on my own. So for this week's blog, we have Don't Be a Pick-Me Girl, addressing our internalized misogyny. Buckle up, ladies. So welcome back to another episode of me making all of us really uncomfortable while talking about some undeniable truths. Don't worry, I tried to be a little bit gentle this week because unfortunately, ladies, we need to be the ones in the hot seat. It's our turn. Yes, that's right. Last week was a rough one. We all collectively took a huge hit and we just needed nothing less than a massive internet group hug, right? It was, I hit like a depression again. It knocked me. I'm in Canada and hearing those election results sent me spiraling. Like, chat, y'all, no. But then I learned some horrifying information regarding how the majority of white women voted in that election. And then I started noticing some very interesting conversations and comments from other white women online. And it just made me hang my head in shame. I came for the blue bracelets last week. That's all I'm going to say on that nonsense. Listen, we have work to do. I wrote an article a little while ago on a certain way that millennials as a whole had been groomed by society. You can read about it in my blog, Millennials We Were Groomed, I think is literally what it's called. When that idea first occurred to me, it hit me like a smack in the face. I was literally right outside here walking in the hallway like, oh my God, personality quizzes. I knew that I was onto something, and I knew it was only the beginning. And boy, howdy, was I right. Ladies, specifically my fellow privileged white women, it's time to sit down, take a really deep breath, and set that ego to the side. All right, you ready? The vast majority of us are pick-me girls, and we are helping to hold up the very same patriarchy that is holding us down with our own boots on the necks of our sisters. And it's not okay. Let's get into it. What is internalized misogyny, right? And we'll start there. I wanted to find the most basic definition that I could, and shockingly, that came from Wikipedia. Misogyny is the hatred of, contempt for, or prejudice against women or girls. Women who experience internalized misogyny may express it through minimizing the value of women, mistrusting women, and showing gender bias in favor of men. There is no denying that we currently live in a systemically racist and misogynistic society. A racist, rapist, convicted felon was just elected as the President of the United States over a much higher qualified, laughably better candidate who just happens to be a powerful Black woman. The writing is unfortunately on the wall on that one. Sadly, we expected this of the white men of America. Sadly. But then the ugly truth came out. White women lined up in droves. I put white woman. Oh, I found a typo in my blog. White women lined up in droves to vote for the very man who was actively stripping their rights away. Internalized misogyny is when we take the hatred that is thrown at us simply for existing as a woman, we hold it deep inside ourselves as a stone cold truth, and then we turn that around and throw that very same hatred at other women and back at ourselves, right? The men don't even have to lift a finger anymore. We are doing the ugly work for them. Internalized misogyny is just another version of Stockholm Syndrome. It's time to pay attention to the words we are saying and walk back where those ideas are coming from. Let's take a look. We were groomed into pick-me girls. For generations now, the men have done a very good job at teaching women how to stay quiet, agreeable, and submissive. Times have changed, and so their methods have changed, but the message has remained the same. Without them, we would be lost. Our only mission in life is to be a good little girl, look like a supermodel at all times, find a husband, raise his babies, and make sure he never has to lift a finger outside of the office. We have all seen America Ferrera's speech from the Barbie movie. If you haven't, pause this, jump over to another part on YouTube and go watch it right now. Are you with me? Right? It is impossible to be a woman. And they designed it to be that way. The grooming starts from a very young age. Everything designed for girls is very pink and soft. It's feminine. It's princesses and dream castles. It's a celebration of femininity without any real worldly aspirations, of course. Then as we get older, we're slowly taught that everything feminine is to be shamed. Girly things are just silly and not to be taken seriously. Our body hair is disgusting. Our periods are horrifying. Boring girls are prudes. We need to embrace our sexuality, but don't flaunt it. Don't flaunt it. And also save yourself for marriage, but don't actually do that because then that just makes you a prude again. Other girls are evil and we need to prove that we're not like them. Our natural faces are ugly and they need to be covered up, but then we're shamed if we like makeup too much. We're expected to perform the role of perfect woman effortlessly without looking like we're actually enjoying it. Once you take a step back and you really see it, it all makes so much sense, right? We know it's ridiculous. We know it's unachievable. We know it's wrong. So why are we continuing this cycle with each other? Is that you or your internalized misogyny talking? Confronting your own internalized misogyny is not easy work. I hadn't seen it in myself at all until just a few years ago. I was actually listening to the Jenna and Julian podcast, Miss You, Jenna Marbles. And she had mentioned something about how we tear each other down. And when we do that, it's actually called internalized misogyny. So naturally, I fell down the Google rabbit hole. And I've been actively working on that ever since. And doing so has really opened my eyes to all of the ways in which other people are still operating under these same ideas and they don't even realize that they're doing it. So let's take a look at some examples. Tearing each other apart. So we're going to start with the most obvious one, right? Picking each other to pieces, be it in the mommy chat rooms, within friend groups, really any social media platform at all ever in existence. You will see countless women just ripping each other to shreds simply because they dare to exist in a fashion outside of the patriarchal norms and expectations, right? Or they dare to flaunt their femininity for whatever reason. We are the ones just ripping each other to pieces for absolutely no reason. Hating ourselves. Magazines, social media, they all push an unrealistic beauty and lifestyle standard that we inevitably hold ourselves to. The saying, comparison is the thief of joy, has never been more relevant than it is today. We judge ourselves based on an unachievable ideal and then buy products and services in an attempt to keep up with a lifestyle that simply cannot exist unless you are a millionaire. There is nothing wrong with wanting to be your best self, but there is something wrong with convincing women that they're ugly and worthless unless they are flawless in all aspects of life. Side note, you should listen to the song Repeat Stuff by Bo Burnham. It was very eye-opening. Moving on. Dimming our light. Have you ever made yourself smaller, quieter, hidden your intelligence, shied away from the spotlight simply because you didn't want to make them feel insecure, there is absolutely no reason to hold yourself back. Okay, they are doing a good enough job of that all on their own. The idea that we need to stay humble is internalized misogyny, plain and simple. Own your shit. Disliking feminine things. I'll be honest, this one for me was really rough. I hated the color pink. I hated girly things, frilly everything up until like a year and a half ago. I don't remember exactly when that change happened for me when I was a kid. Everything pink and girly overnight just became bad. No more Barbies, no more dresses. I packed it all up or gave it away. I was done. I was a girl for sure, but like I didn't want to be a girly girl anymore because all of a sudden being a girly girl was a bad thing. Great big thank you to Chelsea from Love is Blind and the Barbie movie. Without either of them, I would not have purple hair today. Like it really helped me to reclaim that color pink for myself. Her all pink kitchen just super inspired me. I loved it. I thought it was so cute. The patriarchy wants you to hate yourself, right? Don't let it. Don't let it. Disliking femininity in others. I'm looking at you, TERFs. Trans exclusionary radical feminists, I think is what that stands for. It's ridiculous. You're disgusting. We are not gatekeeping femininity, okay? Being a girly is a way of life. It does not matter what is in your pants. Full stop. Everything feminine should be celebrated and embraced, no matter the body doing that. We are no longer disliking femininity in others. That's just ridiculous. Judging other women. We have to change the way that we think, okay? Jealousy, judgment, that little inner critic that pops up anytime a woman dares to be different or stand in the spotlight, that is internalized misogyny talking. A fun little exercise that I started doing is anytime I was out in public and I would see a girl that would make me feel jealous, maybe she looked phenomenal or she was wearing a great outfit, like whatever it was, that little voice would start to go. I started trying to catch that, start watching for it, and flip that script. Immediately make yourself become their biggest cheerleader. You don't have to do it out loud. We're not catcalling and making people feel uncomfortable, right? But I mean, I remember one time I stopped a girl, we were both waiting for an elevator, and she had on like this all pink, amazing, like little frilly dress. It was so cute. Like her hair was pink. Like, yes, I stopped her and was like, girl, you look amazing. There's times like that. Don't make anybody uncomfortable, but become their biggest cheerleader. And the more that you do that, the more that you're creating new neural pathways that actually embrace that and love that, and it will stop that voice. I no longer, I still sometimes get jealous. Sure, we all have our little insecurities, but like that constant negative voice has stopped in a lot of aspects towards myself as well. The more that you embrace it in others, the more you are going to allow yourself to embrace it in yourself too. Try it out. It's good. Distrusting women. I'm only friends with guys. Girls are just too catty. We've all heard this line. And I think that we can all admit now that this is just inherently not true, right? But it is a stereotype that is perpetuated through the media and by people looking for attention by playing to the drama. Don't trust anybody blindly, right? But start listening to your sisters. It's time to come together and trust each other and start building this new world together. We're not going to do that if we're at each other's throats. We need to trust each other. Holding ourselves and each other back. How many times have we planted the seed of doubt in the minds of our friends or in ourselves? Being cautioned to stay small, don't reach too big, that could never happen for you, don't risk the embarrassment. If we had 1 ounce of the audacity of the average straight white man, we would be unstoppable. Keep your head up high. We are leaving humble behind in 2024. Worshipping youth and beauty. It is a good goal to want to look and feel your best, right? But we have to stop believing that lie that our lives stop at 35. That is when the best years begin. Yes, my bathroom is definitely full of skincare products. Yes, I am wearing makeup right now. I've got fake lashes on. This is not my natural hair color. And there are definitely some cosmetic procedures that I would have done if I had the money, right? But even if none of that existed, I would still love myself exactly as I am and as I will be until the day that I die. The male obsession with women staying young has nothing to do with genetics. I am writing that blog that's probably going to be next week. But it has everything to do with power and control. That's it. We have to stop buying it. Start radically loving and accepting yourself, no matter what stage of life or what stage your body is in. You're beautiful exactly as you are. Laughing at rape and don't drop the soap jokes. Rape in any form is not funny. That goes both ways. Men fear women being in power because deep down they know just how awful they truly have been to us, right? And they don't want that same treatment in return. We have to be better than them. We know firsthand how it feels to be at the receiving end of these jokes, right? It's not funny. Jokes are funny. Rape is not funny. And yes, this goes for any form of misogynistic joke, okay? We are no longer laughing out of a social obligation. We are no longer being polite when somebody was just rude. We're not doing that anymore. The mistreatment of women is not a punchline. Shaming periods and body hair. Being a woman should not have to be a performative action. Judging women because they have body hair or because they experience normal bodily functions is just silly. We're human beings with human bodies, all right? Get over it. Especially like woman to woman. You know, why are we judging women if they have armpit hair, if they have leg hair? I did a fun experiment last winter. I'm probably going to do the same thing again this year, where I did just stop shaving because I realized I had no idea what my body hair looked like. Like, I remember being excited as a preteen for my body hair to come in so I could start shaving it. Like, I've never actually let it all grown out before. I had no idea what my leg hair looked like. It was fascinating. You should let your legs grow out. Like, I swear, it comes in like patches, and at least mine did. I got weird legs. I'm part French, all right? We got some hair. But like, I did that, and then come spring, I waxed it, and I had the smoothest legs of all time. So like, it's body hair. It's there for a reason. Let it go, whatever. Or shave it. Do what you want and stop judging others for doing what they want, right? Their leg hair is not going to hurt you. Not publicly supporting other women, right? It's almost 2025. Empowered women empower women. I don't understand why there seems to be this fear to really build each other up and support each other up. Like, there is enough room for everybody at the top. You know, let's be each other's cheerleaders. Let's bring each other to the top. We're not going to get there alone. The men aren't going to help us. It is on each other now. Let's do this. This is not a comprehensive list. This is just what I have encountered both in myself and in others. And it's probably still not all of it. It's just what came to mind. Internalized misogyny is an insidious beast, okay? It creeps into our mindset and it completely takes over how we think, how we see each other, and how we see the world, right? I have been brainwashed. I know what it's like to realize that all of your thoughts aren't your own. It's terrifying and nobody wants to confront that. I get that. You know, undoing that was hard enough. Undoing this brainwashing by society, that was even harder. All you can do is be mindful of what you're thinking and what you're saying to other people, right? Where are these ideas coming from? Where have I heard this before? Does this align with other information that I have heard and the values that I hold? Start asking yourself these questions when you see these different thoughts come up, right? It's hard to pay attention to your thoughts. I know, like I literally deprogram myself from a cult. Like, it's intense stuff. But it's also fascinating. Like, get interested in yourself. You're an interesting person. Start paying attention to what you're thinking and what you're doing. Like, you're going to be fascinated. And when it comes to having negative thoughts about yourself, ask yourself these questions. Would I say this to my best friend? And would my best friend say this to me? If the answer is no, like, stop thinking it. You know, start changing how you talk to yourself inside your own head. You're going to be in there forever. You should make it a happy place to be. All right, let's wrap it up. It's like 11 o'clock here. I waited way too long to start recording this. The biggest thing to take away from all of this is that internalized misogyny comes from fear, okay? At some point, you realized that feminine things were bad. It was proven to you that embracing that side of yourself was actually dangerous. or it just simply was not unacceptable. That was proven to you at some point. So you had to shut that down and lock it away. Now, when you see other people flaunting it, that little alarm bell starts to go off in the back of your mind. Like, no, don't do that. Bad. It's dangerous. Stop. That is a survival mechanism, but it's not working anymore. The patriarchy is winning, right? Women are losing their rights and men are getting more violent. Playing their game keeps you as a pawn. It's time to level up, babes. Hey, pretty cat, you wanna come in? Would you be? You come in, that door opens, it's just heavy. Come up and say hi. Let's make you famous. A whole 3 people can see you on YouTube. This is chaos. He is crazy. Oh, so yeah, this is Cass. He's a very good boy. Except he's also not, and he has earned the nickname Casshole. Don't tell my shit. He's bad as heck. Oh, I'm sorry. There you go. He's a good boy. He's just insane. If he wants something and you don't immediately get up to give it to him, hi buddy. Yeah, I'm talking smack. He will knock your shit off of tables, and it doesn't matter if it's 4 o'clock in the morning, and if he's already gotten you up 8 times between 4 and midnight, you better get up. Yeah, you. Oh yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna keep trying to do these every week now from here on out. I get inconsistent with things. I am chronically ill. I have a lot of stuff going on. Just body wise, literally nothing else. Just staying alive is a lot of the time. So I'm gonna keep on keeping on. That sounded dark. Like, I don't mean it like that. Like, it's not hard. It's just, I feel gross a lot of the time. Like, I've got endometriosis, my stomach's a mess, my head's a mess, like, any hoozles. So it can be hard, like, day to day to know how I'm going to feel and whatever. But I'm going to try to keep on this because, like, this has been kind of fun. It's been really therapeutic, and I've been getting some positive feedback. So, at least one of you doesn't hate me. That's kind of cool.